What's up, adventure buddies? Welcome back to this week's video. In this week's video, we are going to Bali. Cue that intro.
What's up, YouTube? Trevi from the Adventure Buddies, the modern travel family, bringing you another video filled with tips, tricks, and inspiration to make sure you maximize your next family adventure, like we always do here at the Adventure Buddies.
So as Gianna mentioned, we're going all the way to Bali, and Bali was not an easy feat because it was 20 hours away from our home airport of LAX, and we took this little one, Olivia, who was 2 at the time, on a 20-hour flight. So if you're interested in learning more about how we made it there, click the link above here, but let's show you a couple B-roll clips just for your entertainment.
The first resort we stayed at was Mara River Safari Lodge. If you want the full review, click the link above. A couple highlights to mention are 2 unique breakfast opportunities. One is a floating breakfast in the pool where you get to see rhinos and zebras, and then the other is to have breakfast with giraffes while feeding them. A couple other fun activities there is we got to feed meerkats, and we got to go on a safari throughout the zoo. Check it out.
One of the first things we had to check off was the Instagrammable Aloha Bali swings.
So throughout our trip to Bali, we went to several different temples, but if I'm completely honest, we felt that once you saw one temple, you saw them all. But we really did enjoy our experience in learning about the Hindu culture and just learning about all these temples and what they represent. So one thing that you need to know about going to the temples is that you need to make sure that you cover your legs and your shoulders, and this is going to be done by wearing a sarong.
Speaking of temples, one of our favorites was Monkey Temple and Monkey Forest. Not only did you get to see many temples, but there's monkeys scattered across all of the forest. And even though the monkeys look cute, be careful because they'll steal your stuff.
So as we go from temple to temple or resort to resort, we did have to hire our own private transportation. And so that was one of the things that we highly recommend you do. And if you want to know more about our specific recommendations for travel, and recommending the company that we did, because 1, they were great, 2, they acted like a travel guide, and 3, their rates were incredibly cheap. We'll put their information down in the description. But if you want to know more things about Bali before you go, click the link above here. Then the second resort that we stayed at was Mason Elephant Lodge here in Bali. And I tell you, this was probably one of my favorite resorts I've ever been to. If you want the full rundown, click the link above here. But Gianna, tell us a little bit more about it.
The first activity we did was wash the elephant and gave it a bath. Check it out.
My favorite activity was swimming with the elephants. Here, we rode bareback on the elephants. They went all the way under, sprayed us with their trunks, and then they even allowed me to do a backflip. Check it out.
After swimming with the elephants, our next activity was we got to feed them right before we headed on our elephant safari. Check it out.
favorite activity here was the elephant chauffeur. Elephant would come to your room, you'd hop on for a ride, and go to dinner. And we did this every night.
Next up, we went ATVing. Believe it or not, this is my first time. We had so much fun going through rice paddies, down in the jungle, and then through a waterfall and into some caves. And then at the end, we got to even play around in the water. Check it out.
Next up on our last day, we decided to go check out a few of Bali's beach clubs. So some of these beach clubs have been super popular, we've seen them on YouTube, etc. And so we wanted to check them out. First up on the list was Finn's Beach Club. And while I wasn't sure if this was the right one for the family, P.S. it wasn't, but we had a really good time. So it was a little bit expensive. You had to make reservations online, but what we liked about it is that a little bit of something for everyone. So it had great food, had great pools, and for Jake and I, it had surfing right at the doorstep. Check it out.
Another beach club we went to is Sundays. Here, you got to experience a wonderful sunset view where you got to sit on beanbag chairs and enjoy some delicious, wonderful food. We did this to kill a few hours before we went to the airport. Check it out.
So there you guys have it, our trip to Bali. If you like this video, please give us that big thumbs up. Hit that big red subscribe button for travel tips and adventures. And most importantly, remember, life's an adventure. Who are you going on it with?